Hello everyone. In today's topic, we will learn about CloudWatch. Very first thing or very basic thing about CloudWatch is for monitoring all the AWS services. Now, if you want to wake up early in the morning, we put alarm to wake up. So exactly in AWS also, we create alarms to monitor the AWS services. Then exactly what we monitor? We monitor CPU, network, disk, memory, etc. And all these CPU, disk, network, memory are called as matrices. Then what is matrices? Matrices is the combination of CPU, disk, network, memory, etc. Okay. The basic term about CloudWatch is for monitoring the all AWS services. Then what are the services it can monitor? It can monitor S3, it can monitor RDS, it can monitor EC2. Whatever the services are present in AWS, CloudWatch will monitor the services. Okay. It can monitor the matrices like CPU, disk, network, memory. Okay. As we put alarm to wake up early in the morning, similarly in AWS also we create alarms to monitor AWS services. Okay, we create alarms to monitor AWS services. What is CloudWatch? CloudWatch is monitor AWS services. It can monitor CPU, disk, network, memory, and all this called as collection of all these called as matrices. We create alarms to monitor the AWS services. Then what is the definition of CloudWatch? CloudWatch. It is used to monitor AWS services. What is CloudWatch? It is used to monitor AWS services. It can monitor EC2, Elastic Load Balancer. It can monitor S3. It can monitor RDS. Whatever the services are present in AWS, CloudWatch will monitor that services. How it will monitor? We can create alarms to monitor these AWS services. Now there are two types of monitoring in AWS. There are two types of monitoring in AWS. There are two types of monitoring in AWS, or we can say in CloudWatch. There are two types of monitoring in CloudWatch. We will say in CloudWatch. One is basic monitoring and one is detailed monitoring. First is basic monitoring. First is basic monitoring. Okay. What is basic monitoring? It is a default monitoring. It is default monitoring. You will get data points every 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes. And most important, it is free. And it is free. What is basic monitoring? There are two types of monitoring in CloudWatch. First is basic monitoring. What is basic monitoring? It is default monitoring. You will get data points every 5 minutes and it is free. And second one is detailed monitoring. Second one is detailed monitoring. What is detailed monitoring? You will get data points every 1 minute. Every 1 minute. But it is billable. Detailed monitoring is you will get data points every 1 minute and it is billable. There are two types of monitoring in AWS. First is basic monitoring and second is detailed monitoring. In basic monitoring, it is a default monitoring. You will get data points every 5 minutes and it is free. In detailed monitoring, you will get data points every 1 minute, but it is billable. What is data points? Data points is like a graph only. For example, data points is like a graph only. Okay. So, for example, in this graph, this is 75% utilization of any performance. Okay, this is 75. Let's assume this is minus 45. Okay, this percentage of utilization is nothing but the data points. Data points, we can say it is one type of graph only. Okay, data points is nothing but one type of graph only. Now there is another service in AWS for monitoring, and another service is called as CloudTrail. There is another service in AWS for monitoring, that is CloudTrail. What is the difference between CloudWatch and CloudTrail? CloudTrail, whatever the action we do in AWS, it will monitor. In CloudTrail, whatever action we do, it will be monitored by CloudTrail. Then what is CloudTrail? It monitor all. It is used to monitor entire AWS account. Whatever action we do in AWS, that will be monitored by CloudTrail. CloudWatch is used to monitor AWS services like S3, EC2, Elastic Load Balancer, RDS, etc. And what is CloudTrail? CloudTrail will monitor entire AWS account. Whatever action we do in AWS, that will be monitored by every detailed action. Like it is used for investigation purpose only. Whatever the action we do in AWS, it will be monitored by CloudTrail. CloudTrail is used to monitor entire AWS account. Like who log in, at what time log in, what changes anyone has done in AWS account, that will be monitored by CloudTrail. Like it will monitor entire AWS account, but CloudWatch will monitor AWS services only. Now there is another service in AWS called as Config. One more service in AWS for monitoring is Config. Interviewer may ask you what is the difference between CloudWatch, what is the difference between CloudTrail, and what is the difference Config. So CloudWatch is used to monitor AWS services. CloudTrail is used to monitor entire AWS account. Whatever actions we do in AWS, that will be monitored by CloudTrail. Now there is third service for monitoring in AWS, that is Config. Config used to monitor changes in AWS resources. Config used to monitor changes in AWS resources. Whatever changes we do in AWS services like S3, EC2, Elastic Load Balancer, in that whatever changes we do, it will be monitored by Config. So there are three services in AWS to monitor AWS account. One is CloudWatch, CloudTrail, and Config. So we need to know about these details. So we are going to see much details about this CloudWatch, how we create alarms, how exactly every details will be monitored by CloudWatch, that we will see in details in practicals. Okay. Now there are some external tools like Prothenes, Grafana for monitoring. Similarly, AWS has its own tool for monitoring, that is CloudWatch. So we will look much deeper about it in our coming practical sessions.